I am a mess. I just came in from planting out in the garden. But for right now, I want to show you what I brought in and what I'm harvesting. And I think it's important that you see. I mean, I'm not bringing in a lot, but every little bit that I can bring in and clean and figure out what to do with makes me feel really happy. So I also brought in these. These clips are amazing. If you don't have them, you should get them. I'm cleaning them. These are the ones that I had around my calendula and chamomile. And I pulled, and some of my tomatoes. So I am trying to decide. So I'm planting my fall garden. And as I'm standing here cleaning all this, I'm thinking about what I've harvested so far. These are bunching onions that I got from the Dollar Tree that have done really great, actually. Anyway, I am going to use these in my probably in a lacto-fermented tomato recipe. But even just this little bit of these green beans, this is about all I get every day. But I clean them and I put them in my refrigerator until I have enough to can. So and that ended up getting me, by setting them aside, cleaning them, making sure there's no bugs on them, and putting them in the refrigerator. That gave me, see, like that spot right there, I don't want to put that in the bag because there may be a bug in there. So anyway, I just clean them off, put them in a bag, and then when I have enough to do something, like I kind of guess, okay, this is about a pint jar. So when I've got about a quart or, several pint jars, then I decide what I'm going to do with it. So we're getting kind of towards the end of the bean season, so I don't think I'm going to get a lot, which is fine. I can make, this is when I decide, okay, what do I have and what can I experiment and make and see what I like. And, if that's all that I get, then, with these, I'm going to clean them with the bunching onions. I'm going to take the white ends off and use them, use these white ends, as onions, obviously. And then I'll use the green, I'll cut those up and I'll use those, dehydrate those in the oven. And then I can blend them into small pieces and then I can make onion powder, green onion powder, or green onion salt with those. Okay, and these fell off, so I'm going to see if they will ripen inside like the bigger tomatoes would. Okay, I'm going to get a bag. Well, no. Okay. So I'm going to let these ripen a day or so, and then I'll make some more fermented tomato and basil and onion, because that was delicious. And I'll eat a couple because they're really, really good. These are, I will definitely plant these again. These are called Mingle Mix. They're from Baker Creek. I'm telling you what, these are like candy. They are so sweet, so good. And they have produced through the whole summer. And I still have tons out there that are green, that are gonna still ripen. Okay. So we got that. All of the chicken broth that I canned. So I need to clean those with vinegar and water. And I clean them off. Sometimes they'll get kind of sticky. And I take the rings off. So you always want to take the rings off after they have set for 24 hours. And then this is how you check to see if they're sealed. Okay. So there's... I mean, I'm so excited. I have 9 quarts of chicken broth. And then tonight, I'm going to can up the bone broth that I have over there in the roaster. And so usually with the chicken broth, and then this is the chicken from the chicken broth. I canned it separately because I like to be able, if I want to use the chicken and the broth, there's a little bit of broth in here, but I want to be able to keep this separate because I use the canned chicken a lot. I will drain off the broth that's in here, strain off the broth that's in here, save the broth, and drink it because, you know, it's good for you. And then I will take maybe 2 of these cans and I will make chicken salad, or I'll put that in, I'll use it for anything. I mean, you can put it with pasta, or you can put it with, over broccoli. I mean, you can do anything. You can do anything with it. It's just a whole lot easier when you can it separately, I think. I've done it both ways. I mean, it's, you know, I just feel like when I put the chicken with the broth, then I got to find a way to use the broth when it's in this big of a container. Whereas if it's just a little bit of broth and chicken, that just makes it, I don't know, easier for me to figure out. You know, it just makes it more flexible, I guess, for me. So, you know, you do it how you do it. Let's see, all of these, I was so excited. All of them sealed. So that always makes me happy. And also, when you clean these off with vinegar, the permanent marker does stay on a little bit better. But if you have any bugs, if you have any risk of ants or any kind of bugs, you definitely want to make sure that you clean these jars off, because it will attract bugs, and you do not want that after you've put so much hard work into these. So that's why I use the vinegar, because it gets them real clean. Okay. Okay, so now those are clean. So this is chicken stock. Chicken stock or chicken broth? What's the difference? Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm gonna look that up because I want to know. the difference between chicken broth and chicken stock?
According to healthline.com, though their ingredients are largely the same, there is a difference between them. Stock is made from bones, while broth is made mostly from meat or vegetables. Using bones in stock creates a thicker liquid, while broth tends to be thinner and more flavorful.
It's both. I use bones and vegetables and meat. So I'm going to say broth. Okay. Problem solved. And I'm going to put these behind the ones that I already have in my pantry because I want to have the older ones more easily available. I want the ones I need to use first at the front. Because these will last a while, but I want to use the older ones first. So that I always have, at the back I've got the ones that will keep longer, so. Oh, what I was saying was, so I do chicken broth in the wide mouth, and I do bone broth in the regular mouth. And then that way I can tell at a glance which one I have by looking in my pantry. And I've got equal amount of quarts of both right now, so that works out well for me. So tell me, I've got all this chicken broth now. How do you use chicken broth? When you make chicken broth and you can it, how do you use your chicken broth? And what recipes do you have for canned chicken? Have you ever used canned chicken before? Have you ever canned your own chicken before? I was really intimidated when I started pressure canning. But it is so easy, guys. It is so easy. If I can do it, you can do it. And had all of my dried herbs over by my dehydrator, but I moved the dehydrator to give myself some space. I'm happy with how it turned out. So, still trying to find new ways of organizing everything, but okay, so 5 jars of chicken. I need to use that one. I'm so excited. Okay. And I don't stack them on top of each other because you always want to be very safe about not stacking things on top of each other. And by that I mean if you stack these on top of each other and the seal breaks on this, then you're not going to know it because it may reseal. So you always want to leave them one stacked one, only put them like this, because if you have a jar that opens, it's not probably going to reseal itself if you don't have something on top of it. So, okay, so there's chicken. So now I've got 2 beef stew, or 2 stew beef. See, I canned raw beef, which is delicious. And then I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 chickens, pints of chicken. So that's not bad. I'll take it. Now, my next project, after I finish with the zucchini, my next project are potatoes. So last year I saved up potatoes and I did sweet potatoes. So I'm just going to do more potatoes and sweet potatoes with what I'm getting from the CSA. So I'm saving what I'm getting until I have enough to process it. Okay, so now I need to move all of the broths over. Because I need to make room. So these are from, I just did this in May. So I just did some chicken broth in May, so that's what those are from. So I'm putting those in front. And I think we're good on chicken broth for a while. I wonder how long that'll last me. But I wanted to get it done because I needed space in my freezer for all the tomatoes that are coming in right now. Okay, there we go. Okay,